Dimir, God-Pharaoh's Gift. So God-Pharaoh's Gift, a powerful 7-mana artifact. At the beginning of your combat, you may exile a creature from your graveyard. If you do, create a token copy that is a copy of that card, but it's a 4/4 zombie instead. It gains haste till end of turn. So it's a self-mill deck, and the way you kind of fuel out God-Pharaoh's Gift is Gate to the Afterlife. So whenever a non-token creature we control dies, you gain a life, then you draw and discard, and then you can, for 2 mana, sack the gate and search your library or graveyard or hand for God-Pharaoh's Gift, so basically anywhere other than your sideboard, and put it into play. You can only activate this if there's 6 or more creature cards in your graveyard. So, why does it keep doing that? Stupid, fifth copy problems. So the way we're kind of doing this is self-mill. So you have Merfolk Secretkeeper. There's a Cat Oven combo which works nice here because you can sack things in. Stitcher Supplier, similar to the other deck. And then we are playing Emry. So Emry can get back Gate and Witch's Oven. Can also get back Stonecoil Serpent. Stonecoil could also be cast for 0 with the Gate to just trigger its ability to flip. And then you have Champion of Wits, which was a reprinted card. So when Champion enters, you can draw cards equal to its power. If you do, discard 2 cards, and then you can Eternalize. So Eternalize is kind of like Escape. You exile it, though, and then it Eternalizes as a 4/4 zombie. So for when you cast it the first time, it's basically draw 2, discard 2. When you cast it the second time for 7 mana, it's draw 4, discard 2. A couple Woe Striders to just sack our stuff to get into the graveyard, and then a fun of one of my favorite cards, the Scarab God. So this is a original God Cycle, or reprint God Cycle before the other Theros gods. 5 mana, 5/5. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses X life, and you scry X, where X is the number of zombies you control. Of note, this creates zombies. For 4 mana, you can exile a creature card in any graveyard, and it becomes, you get a copy of it that's a 4/4 zombie, and when it dies, you get to bring it to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. So mana base, pretty simple. You got your duels here and a couple castles, and then our sideboard. Again, sideboards are still something I'm working out. We don't know what the meta's like, but your black deck Thoughtseizes are coming in, particularly to hit graveyard hate. You have your Disdainful Strokes versus big mana decks, Negate versus Control, some Heartless Acts, and some Noxious Grasps, and then some Ashioks versus like Field or Mirror. I think we want to trim down like that. I think I might want Hostage Taker. Let's run it like that. Ashiok's decent because you can target yourself. Nah, let's do it like that. Hostage Taker is good against the Aura's deck. We'll see if we want it in the main board too of our deck. So let's fire up some God-Pharaohs. So this deck was predominantly blue-white when it was in Standard. It used a card from Kaladesh called Refurbish, which is a 4 mana sorcery that lets you return an artifact from your graveyard. So it's basically self-mill, get it back. There was also the 5 mana Mythic Angel that created servos. So you were able to create a lot of tokens with that deck. So it'll probably make sense to go some version of blue-white. Actually ran into a version of this very similar in Pioneer when I was playing in paper. So it kind of gave me the idea. Let's try it out. At the very worst, I have an 0/4 blocker, and then any land draws me into Emry. So 3 creatures already. If we draw a think we have a reader. So opponent is clearly a skilled Magic player. So I'm just casting this out for 1. This reduces the cost of Emry. So I can cast Emry next turn, and then hopefully cast this gate from the graveyard. So opponent might be on the deck we just finished up, the Rakdos Pyromancer deck. Yeah. Okay, well, we got a cat. We just need some lands. I think I'm cool offering this trade. There's still 2 lands off Kroxa. No! They're playing Kling main. This hand goes notably different if we had a black source. We have a second gate. We've only even milled 1 land, which is like the funny thing. We weren't drawing lands forever. Alright, we're gonna get Kroxa here. Nice thing is I do have protection from Kroxa with these stone coils. And if I could draw a land, then I could start God-Pharaohing. Magic. We have Pro here. I'm gonna discard. Kling can be 5 extra cards. Kind of want to protect it, so let's go Ghost Strider. Pro multicolor here. So they can Kling again. They got Peasy. Holy shit. Let's go, kids. I think I want to keep back the block. They do have 1 Kling available, so they can exile the 1 creature I target the first time. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we got plenty. Okay, they're opting to draw here. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to double Kroxa. If they do, then it gives me a chance to get the Scarab God into play. Stone coils are doing work. So far I've seen a lot of similarities with their list. They do have the Klings. Let's take the one from our library. Oh, so they don't get a chance to respond. That's interesting. Here... I think we just attack like this. Because what I can do is I can sack this and then recast it with Emry. It's been pretty good so far. We just played the opponent's deck for about an hour. Okay, so that's good to know. Gate, they can't respond. It's you get the trigger. I really like this deck. The Cling to Dust looks pretty good in our opponent's version. See how they want to block here. They do have another Cling available. Don't think we want another Stonecoil. These aren't legendary. Worth noting. Emry's looked really good so far this game for us. Sick. Fell to 2 lands and somehow got through it. Opponent's deck, we're going to want the Ashioks, the Heartless Axe, probably Thoughtseize. Hostage Taker is probably also reasonable. Cat Oven's fine. Secretkeeper's kind of blah. Probably also get rid of the Woe Striders. 2 cuts, 2 cuts. Emry's good, but they have a lot of like cheap removal that can probably pick her off. Still have a decent amount of creatures. Stonecoil is really good there. You know what? They're probably bringing in a Braid. That's something to consider. Uh, 24 lands. Let's cut a land. We're on the draw. These are all new decks, so the exact sideboarding and everything like that, we're still trying to figure out. Let's keep. Stonecoil on 1, Emry on 2. Thoughtseize me. Thoughtseize me. See if they take Emry this time. This is interesting. I think we Thoughtseize them back. It also provides us with information how to play out these turns. So they have Knight in their version. Claim's actually a little annoying, because Claim lets them get back their thing for 1 mana, and it lets them play out 2 spells. Based off the composition of their hand, I think I would rather... Because now they can flashback Thoughtseize. Maybe shouldn't have cut the land. We'll see. I'm guessing they're going to take Ashiok here. I'm very surprised they went with that. Land. Land. Perfect. Perfect. Target us. Exile their stuff. No attacks here. We did get 2 gates in the graveyard. They will get to Cling to Dust, one of my things in my graveyard. They could just rip apart my hand. See what they choose to do here. Thoughtseize would be interesting for them to take. At this point, probably mill our opponent. Opponent has done 10 damage to themselves just through Thoughtseize casts and the shock. We've been Thoughtseized 4 times. Okay, so they had the Abrade. Aye, pretty rough spot. Alright. Give me a creature. Cat would be pretty good. They're just looking to close this out now. Looks like we're drawing the land. Give it one more shot. You can only be Thoughtseize so many times. 4 Thoughtseizes by like turn 5. Since they are on the Knights, I do want the Secretkeepers. Actually, don't think Scarab God's good here. They did bring in the Abrades. Do I cut Cat Oven completely? Cat Oven was pretty good. Because if I cut that, and then I go like this, I bring in the negates, bring in this. Oven's also... This is interesting. Still think we want these. These champions are actually pretty bad. We're just not going to get to the point where we can cast them, and the opponent's going to strip our hand, so it's often just looting for nothing. I think we're okay. I might actually cut to 23 lands. might look to put some Village Rites or maybe play like Fibblethip in the deck. So this is a Stitcher Supplier on 1. Double Thoughtseize them on 2. This is one of the risks of not Thoughtseizing on 1. They're going to take my Emry here. Ooh. Drawing Gate there is pretty huge. I can hopefully... I actually think I'm going to hold off on this Thoughtseize. Because my guess is they're going to Kroxa. And then I want to be able to discard the Thoughtseize, play out the Gate to the Afterlife. So creature-wise, we're at 3 in the yard. They can claim to bring back the Kroxa, and then Village Rites it. This matchup's really tough. They eat away so much at our hand. Give me an oven. Give me an oven. No shock, no shock, no shock, no shock, no shock. No! So I'm actually going to wait to sack this. They can get back Kroxa. Oh, they can't get back Kroxa here. Okay, they just bring Luris to hand. So I want to loot here. Okay, well, as long as they don't blow it up, if they don't have an Abrade as one of those cards there, we're at Emry, Cat, Stitcher, Emry. Okay, they had the Cling. It's pretty fortunate for the opponent. Sick. Another cat. Gonna get the one out of my graveyard here. Let's get Stitcher Supplier. block, probably just with a Secretkeeper here. Just block sack, start getting the cat loops going. Luris. The nice thing is I have 2 foods, so I can always respond to Cling to Dust here. That's fine. What can I get here? It's probably Emry. Emry lets me mill some more. Can we stop hitting literally just lands? So I can double block on Croxa. I think we're going to do this just to gain some more life. It's going to get discarded anyways. And then worst case, I can get back another 2, 3, 4. So block here. Sack here. If they don't have removal, they're dead to our attack. Sick. Good showing. Got that one. I think the Ashioks are fine. What are the best? Enters the battlefield. So we have Fibblethip. Isn't terrible because like it cycles us early. Baron's an option. You could bounce their stuff. I still think you want Cat Oven. This lets you get 5/5s. There's also Mire Trident. Is Mire Trident better than Merfolk Secretkeeper? Gives us something to do on 2. This mills us 4. Trident only mills us 2. Trident is a better blocker. Kind of like that this gets us deeper into our deck. And an 04 is generally a better blocker. Maybe we don't want the Woe Strider. Bring in Gonti's pretty interesting. you can steal their stuff. Oh, you know what? Let's do a couple copies of Chupacabra instead of the Woe Strider. Don't think there's... There's Tomebound Lynch. But that's already competing pretty heavy on there. I think having the dedicated fight effect is reasonable. Let's run this again. See how it goes. Keep. Turn to Emry. I think we might want to try Cling to Dust in our version of Rakdos Pyromancer. Okay, Goblins. We'll take this trade if they want to offer it. I can get another Stonecoil out of the graveyard and cast the Stitcher Supplier. Okay, we might get turn 3'd. Okay, so they missed. Oh no, they didn't miss a land drop. We're still at risk of getting turn 3'd. So let's cast Oven here. We can get back the cat. Did I hit a gift yet? I didn't. We're getting Muxist. If we can dodge it for a turn, okay, that's good. That is good. This lets me mill, hopefully find... Okay, so we found Gift. Or God-Pharaoh. I think we killed the Prospector here. Okay, let's go to combat. I think I'm okay poking for one here. Actually, I probably should have attacked with Emry. I'm not going to block with it. I might block with Stonecoil. Okay, Snoop. Land on top. So I'm going to take the Snoop off the battlefield here. We know that they're drawing a land for next turn. do this. Do this for 4. So in a pretty decent spot. We know at least one turn we're not getting Muck's Fist. We can get 2 foods by doing this. Okay, so we're getting Muck's Fist next turn. Probably dead here. Needed to dodge a turn. Yeah. And I'm 1 off of doing God-Pharaohs. So they could technically whiff or get a really poor showing, but we're pretty much dead here. That's a little unfortunate. Need to dodge 1 turn. Let's see what they flip. Okay, so it's not the best. Oh, they can get Krenko. Block Muxus, block this. Yeah. So basically they'd sack enough. They'd sack 4, but then they make like 8 zombies. Or 8 goblins. Hostage Taker's probably fine. Heartless Act. Don't really have removal. It's probably a problem. These negates should probably just come out. Do I want Ashiok? Probably not. Trim a couple champions. I don't even think I want Hostage Taker. Because they probably bring in more removal. Just trim. Oven's decent. Yeah, I think we need to retool this sideboard. It's not really geared towards these creature matchups, and our creatures don't do enough. I think we want some other type of threat. Gifted Aetherborn's probably too tough on our mana to play. Well, every blue source we had just got flipped over. Never a game the opponent doesn't have turn 1 Prospector. So I could go Champion next turn. Oh, they got Soul Guide. think we just get this out this turn. Okay, gate's nice here. Cool if this one dies. Okay, so they can tower out Muxus. Okay, they're kind of all in on this board right now. So I can I think we champion, try to hit some line drops. I don't like being at a standstill with Goblins. They're going to have more explosive top deck. Okay, with Cat, that's good. So, I don't love that God-Pharaoh is in here, but I have a second one in my library. This lets me make a food token when we block. That way they can't get the cat caught. I can always respond to the opponent's trigger and have the extra food up. So I'm gonna sack the Secretkeeper. So that way I have the extra food to play around Soul Guide Lantern each turn. Sick. So Chupacabra is nice because it lets me start attacking in. We're going to try to close this out quick. Oh yeah. Now, if they're going for that, that means our graveyard's unlocked. Need some creatures. 1, 2, 3 creatures in the yard. Probably want to eliminate in the sideboard. Okay, they got another chieftain. So I'm actually going to let the cat die here because I get an extra trigger. All the lands. Oh my god. I think I need to leave the cat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I need to leave the cat in the graveyard after. Okay, so now I can bring the cat back out. Let's get the one in our library. God-Pharaohs. Chupacabra. And then they're dead. 7 plus the sacks. Sweet. That worked out nicely. On the play... Scarab God's probably too slow in this matchup. I think we just run it back like that. I always want to keep 2 God-Pharaohs gifts, just in case they exile the one. Very surprised they're not playing a Braid. That seems like an auto-include for red decks now. So I'm going to go Stitcher on 1. That's great. Oven, and then next turn I can get some self-mill going. Okay. A little aggressive. Looks like they're stuck on lands. This could be Prospector. Yeah. Hostage Taker is good for the following turn. We're really good at milling all our lands. All this chip damage will have an impact on the end step. So the one notable thing, both God-Pharaoh's gifts are in the graveyard. I do want to take Prospector. So we run the risk of them Muxusing this turn. But I think I need to do this. I don't get to cast Prospector yet. War Chief. Needs some action here. Okay, that's very good. Just really slowing him down mana production wise. Okay, Chieftain. This does stop our suppliers from attacking. Honestly, still think we attack. Just further fills my graveyard. In case I draw Emry. Okay, so we have gate for next turn. Then I should have enough creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's fine. Because now I get to get Chupacabra back. I think they're both in my graveyard. Yeah. Kill this. Nice. This deck's sweet. This is a sweet one. So I think we do need to shore up the sideboard a bit. I think the main board's fine. The sideboard. So there's Hostage Taker. Honestly, don't think we're going to be holding up negates. Same with strokes. So let's go up. Another Hostage Taker. Let's go eliminate. Play some combination of that. And then I was thinking like the discard creatures. So like against combo-y decks. But like I feel like we have pretty good resiliency against some slower decks. I actually think we cut an island, go up another Chupacabra. That gives us 27 creatures. And then enters the battlefield. We could go Gonti for the control matchups. Don't hate that. There's also like Obliterator that we can get, but Obliterator is going to be hard to cast with this mana base. May want do I not have the I don't really want to do this one just yet. Let's go Temple. Probably just play one Temple. Alright. Can go for another one, or I'm actually going to take like a 10-15 minute break. I'll be back at 4 and we'll run another set. I'll give me some chance to see if there's any other cool deck lists I want to try out right now, and we can go from there. Both of these have been really good so far, so I'm going to get these parsed out and up on YouTube. So I appreciate stopping by. Let's drop a raid for the time being. I'll get myself a snack.